There is a petition to Parliament to improve the quality and accountability of judges in Canada. More important than voting, having a voice in our democracy creates a voice that reflects our values. All Canadians must sign this petition as our judicial system is not operating within its constitutional constraints. We are promised in the Charter that justice will be fundamental and criminal trials also fair and impartial. Parliament is supposed to monitor and control the powers of the judiciary. However, the responsibility for the oversight of judges has been delegated to the judges. In my personal experience, I presented to the court the best evidence possible, the transcript of the trial, because a lawyer created a fraudulent court order. The judge protecting the lawyer personally called up the plaintiff to the witness stand and asked her for hearsay evidence and preferred that to the transcript. The Canadian Judicial Council dismissed my complaint as the weighing of evidence. I reminded them of their obligations under the Charter, but further communication was ignored, as was my Freedom of Information Act request. A final complaint about judges claiming absolute discretion was called an abuse of process. And the request to have Parliament determine its legality refused. I made a Charter of Rights complaint and appealed to Parliament as the only court of competent jurisdiction to provide the necessary checks and balances for abuse of powers of the judiciary. The Attorney General's office ignored the appeal and ignored follow-up emails until I made a complaint to the Prime Minister's office, which resulted in this reply. We do not provide legal advice to the general public. Canadian judges claim to be above the law and not subject to the Charter of Rights. This is not a position that can be held in a democracy. Claims for absolute power have resulted in human rights abuses for thousands of years. The judiciary will not back down on this issue unless the people of Canada stand together and firmly refuse their services. We need a legal system in Canada that reflects the values of the Charter of Rights and the needs of Canadians. Sign the petition now. That is the minimum participation required to uphold our institutions to our values. The rule of law means that the law applies equally to everyone. No one is above the law. Our politicians, police officers, lawyers, and judges, and wealthy and poor individuals must all obey the law. Write a letter to your MP requesting that the rule of law be applied. Speak out. Protest immediately. If you require more information, contact me at fundamentaljustice@gmail.com. If you want to see the documents that I refer to, they are available at fundamentaljustice.com. Thank you for your attention.